top of the evening, you hear me? Like, you hear me? You know, I'm sitting back, you know, I'm just chilling, laying back, staying out the way, you hear me? Focus, you know what I'm saying? But, uh, I just want y'all to know out here, you hear me? Like, you know what's crazy, you hear me? Like, you know, like, it's like this, you hear me? You know God is love, but you hear me? Like, you know what I'm saying? He love, you hear me? Like, man, you know, when God use you and you got the spirit of God on you, you know, he let you discern who to deal with, who not to deal with, you hear me? But, you know, like, you know, when you got a love for somebody, you just got love for them, you hear me? Like, and that's just what it is, you hear me? Because I'm going to tell you something, you hear me? And it's real talk, you hear me? See if I walk up to you and give you $5, I give you $5. See if you walk up to me and give me $10, you gave me $10. So guess what? I got $10 for you, you got $5 for me. That's the same way love works. If somebody that showed you love before, you hear me? A lot, you got love, a lot of love for them. They showed you a little love, you got a little love for them. But I'm gonna tell you like this, you hear me? Love, it's like you can't help how you feel about certain people, you hear me? And if God got it like that, he got it like that, you hear me? So it's like this, you hear me? Like, that's why I pray over my heart, you hear me? Like, if I got love for you, you a special person, you hear me? Like, and that's just how I get down, you hear me? But what I'm getting at is this, you hear me, bro? Like, and it's real talk, you hear me? That's why I could tell you, you hear me? Like, you really can't help who you love, you hear me? Like, that song say, love will just knock you down. But I know, like, when it ain't reciprocated back and I'm being abused with it, I know how to love people from a distance, you hear me? That's what heartbreak kick in at, you hear me? Like, you know how people ain't, you know they ain't show you that same love back because you know they got witches out here now. So, and they not gonna show you that same love back to hype you up. You know what I'm saying? So, cause they know you who you are, but they hope you don't know. So, just know this, bro. You heard me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you love people that's not appreciative, that's not reciprocating that love back to keep y'all love flowing. You hear me? Cause that's the only way it's gonna keep flowing. You reciprocate, it get reciprocated back. You hear me? But you gotta learn to love people from a distance. You hear me? And some people can't handle heartbreak, or you know they go crazy. You hear me? Like, man, let me tell you something. You hear me? The greatest form of love is self-love. You hear me? If you love yourself, you hear me? I'm telling you, you gotta love you, and you gotta love you so much to where like you don't live up there and lose yourself trying to please somebody else. You hear me? Like, cause it can happen like that. But we all done played the fool. You hear me? Now there's some where everybody done played the fool, so I'm not here to judge. You hear me? But I'm here to teach you how to love. You hear me? Love yourself first, man. Love yourself enough to respect yourself to where, like, if your love you giving out ain't getting reciprocated back, you gotta fall back. No feedback, fall back. You hear me? Like, you know what I'm saying? If they ain't playing team ball, guess what? They playing dream ball. You listening? So love you first, bro. You heard me? Really love God first, then love you. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? And know this, you heard me? When it's not reciprocated, you heard me? Fall back, you heard me? Cause if you don't love you, who else is? So stay focused. Let that sink in. You hear me? Love you first. You hear me? And then you gonna attract the right people. You hear me? Not saying you wouldn't attract other type of people, but you not who you attract. You are who you entertain. So stay focused. You hear me? And be good. You hear me? I'll be good at it. You hear me? One, bro. I love all y'all.